Hello, hello. It is I, Chris. Sorry guys, I've obviously been watching too much reruns of series like Hello, Hello in this period. Welcome, that's all I can say. For those that don't know me, and there are a couple of Facebook members that are not club members, you're welcome. I'm Chris Breers. I am the Secretary, Treasurer of the Western Cape Woodworkers Association, Woodturner Association. Getting very confusing. The reason for this call today is twofold. Firstly, as a committee, we are very aware that we need to do something to give something to our members. We can't meet, we can't do live presentations, and how long this is going to carry on, we don't know. The age group of our club is also the high risk area, so I'm not too sure that live presentations is going to be possible in the near future. We might, and I stress might, open the club for workshops, but that still has to be sorted out to see who is going to run the training sessions, etc. The main purpose really of this show today, hi guys, I see everyone saying hi. The main purpose really is to do a test run of what we can do. As a committee, we had a very good experiment on Thursday. The experiment worked extremely well. The results were not good, so excellent results. It showed us that Zoom is not going to work for us, at least as far as we can puzzle out. So I'm trying out Facebook today. Aaron is also experimenting with YouTube. YouTube can also do it live, and I think by Monday we will let you know what's cooking on YouTube. So you will have two mediums to look at. This one, Facebook, as well as YouTube. We're concerned that members might not have access to either of them. So please, we need feedback as to what you prefer, you know, after Monday, after we decided. Sorry to jump ahead slightly. By Monday I should be able to send out a mail about the YouTube, and hopefully Aaron has indicated that on the Wednesday 7 o'clock club night show time he will do a presentation on YouTube. So we're looking forward to that. We hope we can do that. But really our biggest concern is, what do we do for the members? How do we keep in contact? As I said, we had the committee meeting, or the committee trying to watch the Zoom presentation, turned into a committee meeting because the presentation didn't really work. But it was good to see the guys' faces again. I didn't realize how much I missed those ugly mugs. It was very nice chatting to all of them. Anyway, so as I say, the main purpose of this chat is purely to test the system. I don't know how it's going to work. I can see some comments coming through from you guys. Hi to all of you. Hi Dale. So yeah, not sure how it works. I think it will probably be as a recorded item to be watched at a later stage. But I'm learning as much as you are. Right, so that's the main reason for it. let me take you for a walk through the what I call the long room at my workshop. Right, let's see if I can swap this camera around. Okay, outside my shop, that's the long room over there. Like any aspiring turner, I have a lot of wood lying outside that could possibly one day be turned. Security very strong. I've got the guard dog over here. Unfortunately I had to lock him out because we got a bit of a crisis. That's really while I was wearing the mask. We've got a blocked sewer down the road here and it's not smelling too good, and the dogs would have just gone mad with the guys working. So we've got the watchdog here, guard dog, security measures in front of my workshop. Not really necessary anymore, but I only recently put up a fence on the outside, so now at least my driveway and my shop is a bit more secure. Previously we were absolutely on the road, but I was lucky. Anyway, let's enter the long room. Oh, by the way, that's not quite true. There's no work that happens in here. It's all pleasure. Right. Let's get into the long room. Why I call it the long room? Because I've got some very sarcastic comments from Johnny, etc. It's a section I had built on under the balcony. It's about 2 meters wide and a bit more than 7 meters long. Fairly fully equipped. And one of the issues in this long room is it might be small, but I've got something like 28 switch socket outlets in here. I don't believe in swapping plugs around all the time. As I said, fairly fully equipped. Let's start at this from the side. Here we are. Most important thing in the workshop, of course, is the bar fridge. Not joking, fully stocked. Bit early, but oh hell. Where am I bluffing? I've got an image to keep up. Let's have one. Then microwave, drying wood, and in case the wife finally chucks me out of the house, I can be self-sufficient. Let me open my beer first. Right, cheers guys. There is a warning on the bottle: don't drink and drive. Don't drink and turn, it's also dangerous. One handy little machine I have here is an arbor press. Works quite well on pressing a lot of things, including assembling pens. Very nice. A little milling machine that I inherited from my brother-in-law. And of course then we get to the most used machine in this whole workshop, and that is my coffee machine. It really works overtime. Yeah, just a standard workbench as we walk down. I also inherited a little metal lathe from my brother-in-law, passed away a couple of years ago, and it comes in very handy, especially if Johnny throws a hissing fit and doesn't want to make me something. Can do it on my own. Pedestal drill, let me get a bit back a bit. Once again, I think an absolute necessity. And then I think one of the most essential items in a turner's workshop, a bandsaw. One or two tips or hints: make yourself a sled. This is especially handy for smaller pieces, cutting them. You can support them, and if you do have a lot of repetitive cuts, put a stopper on there and it works very well. And of course you just pull it off if you don't need it. Light is critical, and I have here one of these Alpha Bri grid lamps, battery operated, mag base. Can use it on any of my machines. Presently I think it works quite well on the saw. As with any small shop, I think it's fairly critical that all your equipment, all is relative, but the equipment is mobile. So just to show you what I can do with the bandsaw, it's on wheels at the back, lift it up front, pull it, and especially if you have a long piece which jams, you must bring it forward. The wheels are fairly simple, just a piece of 2x4 timber with lawnmower wheels and coach cruise as bolts, as an axle, and I'll show you that a bit later. Right, back in place. Right, what's next? Sharpening station. I use the Pro Edge for a lot of stuff, but lately I've gone back to the good old grind whitestone on certain items. I do find I get almost a better edge. Very nice system, but I think a bit slow and not ideal. Sanding station, all the different grits to hand, essential I think. Tools at the back, easy system that I got for storing them, just 50mm PVC pipe cut to length, glued together with PVC glue, and it works a charm. A lot of these tools are homemade, so they're not all bought. And of course the turner's biggest nightmare, I suppose, is that one day when you pass away, your wife will sell all your equipment for the price that you told her you bought it for. If I get to the lathe, I've got two lathes, both the same size, both middies. I would love a bigger one, but I don't quite have the budget for that. My first one, the Jet, I think it's still my favorite. And then I got the Nova Comma 2 as well, same size. The difference is this one has a speed control, and I find that very, very nice. Being an electrical engineer, I've got lights right through the works. I've got so many lights, don't know what's happening in here. Anyway, just some gadgets, little face plates for sanding purposes, flat sanding, a dome for recesses, and a concave one for rounding items. Works quite well. Right, getting back to the Nova, I've got here the little light that we've got via the club, very handy. I've got that on the side mounted on the side of my dust extraction system as well. I can go there. Another little hint or tip is glue. Can you see it? Glue a mirror in the flap of your belt change. Then you don't have to lean over or feel where you are. You can just open it up, see what pulley you're on, close it again. And of course, one of the handiest things in a workshop is a toilet roll. I've got a couple of them right throughout, especially if you do a lot of gluing or putting a finish on. You always need a piece of paper. Just as a demo, just as a trial, I hope you guys can see this turning. On Zoom we couldn't quite see the other day. Let me get a couple more lights on here, and I think, and I would like some feedback at some stage as to whether you can see. I'm not going to do any work near now. I'm not going to stand with a chisel and a camera, but yeah, hopefully you'll be able to see something. Right, have I missed anything in this workshop? And of course you need a good industrial vacuum cleaner for the dust we tend to make. That about covers the long room. A little buffing and polishing station, just a grinder with 2 buff wheels on. If we now go through into my garage, this is more my woodworking area. I started woodworking many years ago. I've only been turning since about 2015, so I have a lot of woodworking equipment. I still do a lot of woodworking, and I try and I'll show you a bit later what I've done. I do try and marry the 2 hobbies. One of my better machines is this 10-inch table saw. I don't think till you've used a decent table saw that you really realize how versatile or how much easier it makes it. I previously had a DeWalt radial arm saw. I've got this miter, compound miter, which I find good for parting stuff, but it's not accuracy. The accuracy is very poor on that. You battle to set it up. Hi Phil. The other beauty about the table saw is you can mount a heavy duty, and I've got a 1/2-inch router on here, and once again, you know, the stability of routing using that is unbelievable. Similar to the tables, to the bandsaw, you also need a sled for any crosscuts on your table saw. And of course, a hi-fi system is absolutely essential in a workshop. Then a couple of other big woodworking pieces of equipment. My monster of a belt sander. Total belt length is about 2.5 meters, 150 wide, and 1 meter sanding area. This takes, it's a dust generator. And I can assure you, don't make a mistake on it. You lose your knuckles, you lose your skin very quickly. Another little workhorse of mine is the thicknesser. I have a couple of those. This is an old one that I bought off a friend of mine, and it's just a workhorse. Essential, however. My dust collection system, extraction system, with pipes going all the way into my turning side, which I forgot to show you just now. What I do is I made myself a little box behind it. It extracts via there, you know, at an envelope shape, and I just plug the pipe in there. Bit noisy, but it works. Right, the rest of the woodworking machines is a jointer. Very nice as well, especially if you do inside out turning, getting your stuff totally square. Bicycle, not been on my bike for close on 2 years now. Maybe I should do something again. That's about the extent of what I can show you guys in my workshop. And rubbish up top there is the steel side, welding, etc. I am an engineer. I do fiddle with everything. Just to show you what I meant by marrying the two, wood turning and woodworking. Some of the items that I have made, both a combination of turning, laminating, and then the milking stool as well. Also lamination and turning, and just a plain cutting board. Some of the other pieces that I'm busy with at the moment, not all quite complete. A piece of red gold that Mervyn gave me before he comes up with a fancy name. There it is. Bit cracked, so I tried playing around with gold inlay to match the gold. So yeah, some of the other stuff. Now this ugly piece of wood is not to be sneezed at. I got it this week, cut it in half, and the other portion is there. It's too wet. It's problematic. For the locals, that is rooikrans. That is firewood. But just look at the colors coming out of it. It's just sorry if I'm just reading Phil's comment here. Yeah, you know the Adidas, Phil. The bloody pain in the arse, especially if you're in a sleep. We've got two in the area, very close by. Anyway, so yeah, that's part of the stuff that I'm working on. Did a couple of square bowls. First and last, I hate this working with square stuff. As you can see, corners are always a problem. Anyway, we tried it. But yeah, as I said, don't sneeze at rooikrans. It's got some beautiful stuff, but that's too wet. The other things I just want to show is I've been playing around a lot with the good old texturing tool. Did that on top of this one square bowl, but the difference it makes to small little items like bottle stoppers just gives that little bit of extra oomph to it. So yeah, I love that little tool. And I also play a wood chopper. This is my neighbor's tree that I took down, and getting some nice wood out of it. That's about it, guys. As I said, I really just wanted to test the system, see how it works. Okay, the other thing that I said I will give you feedback on how to do is putting wheels on. The easiest way of putting a wheel on is get yourself a lawnmower wheel and use, this is a bit thin, but depends on obviously the diameter of that you require and the weight of the tool. But a good old coach screw makes a brilliant axle. All you have to do is just, can't quite see it now, sorry. Just put a piece of 2x4 lumber on the back, screw that in there. I made a soapbox car for my grandchildren, and that's what the axles are of. It's quite heavy, the kids are getting quite heavy, it's going wild. And right at the beginning he made a spectacular crash one day, and he went into the pavement. He flew right over the cross member. I don't know quite what you call the steering bar, swivel, but that is the little trophy that we made afterwards. That's how he bent the front steering bar. So yeah, we have the trophy. Guys, that's it. That's my story. Please, the intention of this was for feedback, to see how it works. I need feedback, we need feedback. Secondly, I would like you guys to reciprocate. I would love to see your workshops. Please walk us through your workshop, show us what you've got. You don't have to clean it up, I didn't either. Good. Thanks guys, thanks for listening, and please Please give us feedback. I suppose I better do it this way around. Please give us some feedback as to how it's going to work and what you prefer, and then compare the two if we get the YouTube system running by next week. Thanks guys, signing out.